Yo, we are back with the No Pop Wrestling podcast, and we told you that we want to go ahead and hit you guys with some different forms of content that we didn't hit you guys with over there on Run the Ropes. Man, let's go ahead and talk about NXT and some of these NXT call ups. We know Joe Hendry is now on Monday Night Raw. Ethan Page is now on Monday Night Raw, and I'm just doing the guys who fall in the 4-man NXT championship match that we literally just had a couple weeks ago. It was Tony D, he's still there. Again, Joe Hendry is now on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Page is now on Raw, and Ricky Saints yesterday was his final day on NXT. And man, I feel like it's about to be a completely new class of NXT superstars, man, because so Ruka's gone. You know what I'm saying? Just as JC Jane debuted on Friday Night SmackDown. Now, when JC Jane debuted, I honestly thought it was just going to be JC by herself. Like, I didn't think that they were going to bring Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. I didn't think that they were going to bring them with her. But it's good to see. It's good to see that the whole group actually made it to the main roster. But it kind of leaves NXT in like a weird spot. And I feel like NXT always kind of gets in these weird spots when you have so many call-ups. Oba's gone, Trick gone. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like a lot of their heavy hitters, as far as the ones that we were, more familiar with, a lot of these people are gone. So now it's time for some of these new faces to show up and stand out. And I don't know, bro. I feel like from what we've seen, and we've talked about this a while ago too, where at one point it was NXT, then main roster, but now they got Evolve. So you got a lot of call ups from Evolve. So now it's pretty much Evolve, then NXT, then main roster. So a lot of these new faces are Evolve superstars. Some people that I gotta get familiar with. But one person that did show up on NXT, or not show up, but made her presence was I think her last name is Armstrong. It's like Kelly Armstrong, or what's the short?
Oh yeah, Kaylee Armstrong or Callie Armstrong,
bro.
like
I think she gonna be something over there on NXT, bro. She had a confrontation with Jada Parker. And I'm just like, okay, she seems like she gonna be one of those fill-ins or one of those call-ups that's really gonna get that NXT roster going, bro. Because again, I mean, and to think about it, bro, you still got some people down there like Thea Hale. She's been down there in NXT a while now too, and it's kind of not necessarily funny, but I feel like now certain superstars are spending just a tad bit more time down there. Look how long JC was down there. She was down there in NXT, bro. We was waiting on the JC caller for a minute, but she was down there for like dang near 3+ years. So
more than that.
Yeah, probably more than that, man. But again, it's good to see her with her call up. But was there anybody from like Evolve or anybody last night that kind of stood out to you as far as like a match or like somebody that you think is gonna be, like a big name for the upcoming future in NXT?
Well, first off, I think Raw actually got the better of the deal here between the
facts.
Raw and SmackDown call-ups. I mean, they got Oba, they got Joe Hendry, they got Ethan Page, they got Sol Ruka. Like, Raw is kind of stacked
Raw
right
stacked,
now.
yeah.
SmackDown is too. You got Trick and the whole Fatal Influence group, and then
I think Ricky Saints probably gonna. Yeah, I think Ricky probably gonna go over there to SmackDown.
So, I mean, you're right, bro. There's a big hole to fill right now.
It's a gap, bro. It's a major gap down there in NXT, bro.
And you got to remember, like, the people who did get called up were kind of holding it down there, like you said, for quite some time. Like Tricky Willie, bro. Trick Willie, bro. My man was the NXT champ. What seemed like for like damn near 4 years straight. So,
bro, and the thing is, he won it like 2 or 3 times down there too, bro. So he had a couple long title runs down there in NXT.
I would not be surprised. Mark my words here, ladies and gentlemen. I would not be surprised if we get more quicker call-ups, maybe now more than ever. I don't think they're holding people down there in NXT for as long as what they used to do. You got to remember, Julia, Stephanie, they came up last year. Blake Monroe was gonna be signing to either Raw or SmackDown here soon
Yeah.
too. I think she's SmackDown.
Yep. She
So
probably going to SmackDown.
they are not holding people down there. If you can make a name for
But
yourself down there, they wanna push you. Number 1, real quick before you get going, I think Kendall Gray by next year is already on the main roster. She is that damn good down there, bro.
yeah. Kendall Gray is good, bro. But I was gonna say some of the names that we've mentioned have already kind of made a name for themselves somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like Ricky Saints, he made a name for himself in
True.
AEW. Ethan made his name. And truth be told, I'm surprised that those guys even stayed down there as long as they did. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe Hendry honestly wasn't really in the NXT that long. He won a NXT
No.
championship. He lost it, and then boom, he instantly got called up. So majority of these new call ups, I feel like had already had, made a name for themselves elsewhere. But if I know they did have a debut yesterday. Evil, I'm not 100% familiar with Evil.
Me
I know I
neither.
have seen him here and there, maybe 1 or 2 matches in AEW from like the Forbidden Door pay-per-view that AEW puts on. So my thing with him is I know he has a name for himself. I just don't want them to Shinsuke this guy, bro. And the only reason why I say that is because he seems to be coming into NXT with like the same kind of like Shinsuke persona, like the people know him. He's probably gonna get called up. But it's like when this guy gets called up, what are they gonna do with him? Like Shinsuke was, man, I will honestly say Shinsuke is like Finn Balor is my favorite NXT guy, right? Finn Balor, KO, and then I will probably say Shinsuke. Those are like my 3 favorite guys who've come up from NXT. But it's just like, look what they're doing to Julia, right? Like it's more like the foreign superstars who already have a name for themselves. It's just hard for them, to kind of either get over with the crowd or for those guys to like really get pushed. So I'm hoping with the name that he has, with the aura that he's bringing to NXT, because he already came out to challenge Tony D'Angelo for that NXT title. I'm hoping that it actually does something. I also seen Tavion. He came back. He looks like he's about to become a heel. He wound up body slamming Tony D'Angelo, and then this random they was like, "Is this guy a fan?" But like, he's
So
actually a wrestler too, bro. My big boy had did that backflip off the moonsault off the top rope. So it's seeming like we already got some kind of picture for the NXT championship, man. But again, we just got to get familiar with these new names. Every year, we're gonna have our call ups. It may be another set of call ups after SummerSlam. But
yeah.
we just really got to get used to some of these new superstars. And I always feel like this, when we got a lot of call ups. I'm like, who are these guys? But at one point, who was Carmelo Hayes? Who was Trick Williams? Who was Obafemi? You know what I'm saying? Like, these all were unfamiliar names for us. So again, yesterday was just one of those, okay, call ups. Now we got some new faces up in here. Got to get used to them. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Evil. I could be wrong on this, but I read that he is engaged to Io Sky.
Mm,
So there's something there. I mean, I don't
yeah,
know. You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
not familiar with him. He got a big reaction though
he
down there in
did.
NXT. So I don't maybe I mean I would consider myself a hardcore fan, but like I'm just not familiar with him because I don't watch the New Japan stuff
Yeah.
and I dabble into the AEW stuff. I keep up with it,
Mm-hmm.
major stuff, but like if they're not active all the time, I'm just out of the loop here.
Yeah.
And the other guy apparently he's good, but like I've never seen that guy before.
Me
They
neither,
said,
bro.
"Is there a fan in the ring, bro?" I started cracking up. I'm like, "Who is this guy?" And
Yeah,
and literally,
facts.
the show ended, and I go, "Was that a fan, bro? Like, who
Yeah,
was that?"
seriously, bro. Because he just
So
looked at the camera like, and then just get up out of there. I'm just like, okay. Then later on, I get on Twitter and I see like, this guy does have a name out there, man. But clearly he got to be somebody for WWE to sign him and put
yeah,
him honestly straight into the main event picture, man. If he attacking Tony D, like he's a champ.
100%. Just to get back to the Void though, you talk about, like, we gotta you get used to it every year, but I don't think we ever had a call-up class this big before where they're bringing so many people up to the main roster, but we gotta remember, there are still a lot of people holding down the fort down there, right? You
Like,
still
cool
got
though, bro.
for the women, you still got some heavy hitters. You got Jada Parker,
Yeah.
Kalani Jordan, you got
Yeah,
Lola
women's is
Vicewell,
stacked.
you got Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, like,
Mhm.
women's is
Lola
stacked
Vice,
down
yeah,
there.
women's is stacked.
The men, however, that's where we get tricky because now we gotta start finding our next top guys down there,
Mhm.
right? There's a lot of people down there that I guess, are gonna start funneling in through, like, this LFG program as well. My only problem with that is, dude, you got so many little subsets of how to funnel people into just NXT itself, but then we come to find out that they're releasing people from LFG who have won a
Yeah,
previous
one,
season.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now my question is,
What's
what's
the
the point
point?
of
Yep.
LFG?
Yeah, facts.
You know what I
Facts,
mean?
bro. Like again, we don't know like the full backstory on these releases. Like maybe she wanted the release, maybe she didn't, but that one was sudden because again, she just won season one.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't that long ago. So like, man, like are we, letting go potential superstars this soon? Like again, we don't know the full details on the backstory, but like I want to say she had like one match on NXT and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty like 1 or 2 or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be very interesting. Again, I think Evil can do something because apparently I did actually look up some of his highlights as far as wrestling. This guy's
Hmm.
an incredible wrestler.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come down to what you always talk about and how it can translate if he doesn't speak good or well English enough, like, how can we get this character over instead of just pure wrestling? Because let's be honest, WWE is more of the of the lines of storytelling as
Hmm.
opposed to just having 2 great wrestlers go at
Yeah,
it
go at it.
and
Those days
as
is over with, bro.
that's
Which
it.
is crazy, bro, because you can have a match. I mean, but the guys back then were so good. Like you had your Eddie Guerreros, your Kurt
Oh,
Angles, your Benoit's, however you feel about Benoit, right? You had
yeah.
your Benoit's, like you had like people who were still good on the mic, but they didn't really need to talk much. You know what I'm saying? Like Benoit didn't do a lot of talking. Kurt Angle, he did some here and there, man, but like
Yeah.
their wrestling, their storytelling, like was just off the chain, bro. Like, but that's when it was WWF, and then when they went more to the entertainment side, like can you wrestle, but can you entertain the fans as well? And these guys then they had it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Stone Cold was an entertainer before it was called World Wrestling Entertainment. Shawn Michaels, entertainer. Undertaker, kayfabe, 30 years. Like these guys were just built differently. You know what I'm saying? Than like what we currently have. And I think back then you had guys who were great at both. Now it's like either you're good at one and you suck at the other. You know what I'm saying? Like but those
Yes.
who can do both, like
Those get to the top.
like a John Cena. Like that's why Cena, but like Roman is starting to get there because now he can cut a promo. But Roman couldn't cut a promo to save his life back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
he's been cutting promos for a couple years now. Let's not discredit my
man,
tribal
come
chief
on.
here, all right?
Come
Let's not
on now,
discredit.
bro. I
Hey,
mean, we had
hey.
our we had our talk the other day. Like I know how Dylan feel about the tribal chief, but we gotta keep it a buck, bro. They threw that man with Paul Heyman for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
dude, you forget that's 5 years ago, bro.
yeah.
He's been rocking at the top for a long time now, bro. Like, we still act
I
like
mean,
Roman
unless we're gonna call
bro,
5 years long,
you
Dylan, in
you
wrestling
still
years.
but you still forget, like, he still had the Shield, you think you still look at Roman Reigns as the big dog era, man. We're well past the big dog era, you know
Maybe,
what I
bro.
mean?
Maybe because I mean, like once the big dog era happened, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on another one.
But it's
We'll,
a
we'll
good
talk,
segue, right? Like,
it definitely is though.
this is the people who you're looking for, right? You're looking for those next top stars to come out of NXT. We got him in Trick Willie. Who's gonna be the
Hmm.
next one, right? So, that's kind of where we're at in the
That's
cycle of
perfect. With
NXT.
like you say, Trick is great on the mic. Dude is good in the ring. He looked like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So like that's that top superstar quality again.
And they had 2 out of this class. I would
Mhm.
put Oba and Trick. Aura factor, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
they
saying?
got both. Yeah,
They got it both. So I would say we do it at the end of every video. I think the superstars going up, big pop.
big pop.
I think the ceiling, you know, can only be growing more for the people who are up there. I
I
think
even
it was
think that's a my bad, bro. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I think it's perfect timing too. A lot of the people have been waiting to come up. They finally are gonna get an opportunity. The people down, mid pop. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna need to rise the ranks down there to prove it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I even think the women call ups were fantastic call ups. Like all the women call ups were great. So as far as the male and female call ups, big pop. They all gonna get, they all getting pops. As far as the current NXT roster right now, no pop. I'm saying no pop, bro.
I'm gonna give it
Women,
mid.
I will give the women,
The women are
a
pop.
pop. The men right now, who what the New Day used to say, who. I'm gonna say no pop right now. Who am I to say you got to prove me wrong? But like, hey, we doing the rest of the podcast. Like, show me, like, even Tony D as a champ. Like, that's a no pop for me, bro. No
Ooh.
pop.
All right.
No pop. I gotta see some stuff, man. But y'all let us know in the comment section below. Current NXT roster, women, men, pop or no pop, and the call ups. Let us know, men and women, pop or no pop.
That's it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content, turn the post notification bell on. Anything else, man?
That's it, bro.
All right. You got your boy Dylan.
Got your boy Break.
And we're out. Peace.
Peace.